Let me tell you now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby?
Well, hello, Georgia. To Senator Kelly Loeffler, Senator David Perdue, your great former governor, Sonny Perdue, State Representative Vernon Jones, RNC National Committee woman Ginger Howard, your great state party GOP chair David Schaefer, my fellow Americans, it is great to be back in the Peach State. Great to be back in the state of Georgia that's going to hold the line for America. Really is good to see so many friends out. Thanks for coming out on this warm and balmy day. You are one hearty bunch. And I see that look of victory in your eyes. It's good to be with so many friends. And speaking of friends of mine, allow me to bring greetings from another friend of mine. I was talking to him on the phone this morning, told him I was headed to the great state of Georgia, and he wanted me to tell you all that he has been here before. We're going to keep fighting every day to keep the promises that we made to the people of Georgia. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States, President Donald Trump. You know, with your support, the President and I received more than 74 million votes across this country. 10 million more than 2016, the greatest share of minority votes in the last 60 years, and we added more than a dozen seats to the United States Congress. And I'm here because I stand with President Donald Trump. And I'm here because we stand with Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting for every legal vote in America. And we're going to keep fighting to hold the line in the United States Senate. We're going to win Georgia, and we're going to save America. It's why I'm here. It's why these great senators and all the supporters like you are out here. And I'm really grateful that you all came out today. I truly am. And to each and every one of you, I'll make you a promise. As our election contest continues in courthouses across the land, we're going to keep fighting until every legal vote is counted. We're going to keep fighting until every illegal vote is thrown out. And we will never stop fighting to make America great again. And that's why President Trump and I need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back in a Republican majority in the United States Senate. Are you with me? You know, we need Georgia to send these two great senators back to Washington because of who they are, because of all that we've accomplished together, and because a Republican Senate majority could be the last line of defense to preserve all that we've done for this country, to revive our economy, and preserve all the God-given liberties we hold dear. It's just going to take two of them. Starting with a fourth generation gal who grew up on a family farm in the heartland. She got here to Georgia just as soon as she heard about it. Built up her own company, broke barriers in business and sports to become one of the most successful businesswomen in Georgia. And in a short period of time, I can tell you firsthand, she has emerged as one of the most courageous conservative voices on Capitol Hill. We need Senator Kelly Loeffler back in the United States Senate. And then there's a son of Macon, who literally worked his way up to the very top of the business world. He could have retired and relaxed, but he felt a calling to serve Georgia. Literally, he spent 40 years as one of the most successful business leaders, not just in this state, but in this country. But he stepped forward. And I can tell you firsthand, in his short term in the United States Senate, he's emerged as a man of integrity, a man who's fought every day for the conservative principles that make Georgia great. We need Senator David Perdue back in Washington, D.C. So President Trump and I support your two senators because of who they are, but we also are here just like you are because of all that we did together, serving together in Washington, D.C. I mean, think about it. 4 years ago, we inherited a military that had been hollowed out by reckless budget cuts, an economy struggling to break out of the slowest recovery since the Great Depression. Terrorism was on the rise, and we witnessed a steady assault on our most cherished values. But with the strong support of David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, under the leadership of President Donald Trump, we rebuilt our military. We revived our economy. We secured our border, stood with law enforcement, and fought for life and liberty and the Constitution of the United States of America. I mean, it's incredible progress. I mean, being here in Muskogee County, home to Fort Benning, I couldn't be more proud to report to you. With these senators' strong support, we've restored the arsenal of democracy. President Trump has signed the largest increases in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. We're finally giving our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard the support they need. It's true. And none of that would have been possible without the strong support of Senator David Perdue on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Thank you, Senator. And the last administration saw years of scandal at the VA, you remember. Scandal that shocked the conscience of the nation. When President Trump came into office, with the support of your two senators, those days are over. President Trump has actually signed the most sweeping reforms in the VA in 50 years. We fired 5,000 VA employees that weren't giving our veterans the care that they earned. And Veterans Choice is now available for every veteran in America. And from her seat on the Veterans Affairs Committee, Senator Kelly Loeffler was there every step of the way. And after the slowest recovery in some 75 years, with the support of Georgia's senators, this president revived our economy. We cut taxes. We rolled back regulations. We fought for free and fair trade, unleashed American energy, and in our first 3 years, businesses large and small created 7 million good-paying jobs, including 350,000 jobs right here in the Peach State. I mean, with the support of your two senators in our first 3 years, we had a blue-collar boom going. And then the coronavirus struck from China. With the solid foundation that we poured, and with their support every day, we launched the greatest national mobilization since World War II. We reinvented testing. We saw to the distribution of billions of medical supplies to hospitals and nurses. We provided support directly to families and small businesses impacted. It's remarkable to think, after losing 22 million jobs at the height of this pandemic, with that foundation that we poured, We've already seen 12 million Americans go back to work. We're opening up America again. And while the other side said it couldn't be done, with the strong support of your two senators, this week, America witnessed the beginning of the end of the coronavirus pandemic. We made history, and the first coronavirus vaccine is being administered in every state in the Union. And David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler were there every single day, putting the health of Georgia first. And when it comes to the rule of law and our most cherished liberties, I couldn't be more proud to serve with a president and to stand with two senators who've helped us appoint more than 220 conservatives to our federal courts. And they're all men and women who will uphold the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution, like the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. It's amazing to think. None of that would have been possible without the consistent support of Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler. It was Georgia's senators who were there all along the way, when we confirmed more than 200 judges, and when we confirmed 3 justices to the Supreme Court, including Justice Amy Coney Barrett. You know, you remember under the last administration, our values and our freedoms were under regular assault. The last administration trampled the religious liberties of Americans on a regular basis. They compromised the conscience rights of doctors and nurses and religious charities. They even hauled a group of nuns known as the Little Sisters of the Poor into federal court to force them to compromise their faith to live under the mandates of Obamacare. In fact, we saw that religious intolerance 2 years ago when Amy Coney Barrett was up for her first seat on the Court of Appeals. You remember it? The Democrat leader of the Judiciary Committee actually said she was concerned about Amy Coney Barrett's Christian faith. She said, and I quote, "The dogma lives loudly within you." And Hollywood liberals have been attacking Judge Barrett ever since. Well, I got news for the Democrats in Washington and their friends in Hollywood. That dogma lives loudly in me. That dogma lives loudly in you. And the right to live and worship according to the dictates of our faith lives loudly in the Constitution of the United States of America. So for our liberties, for our freedoms, we need Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler back in the Republican majority in the United States Senate. I think you all know the stakes in this election have never been higher. The choice has never been clearer. I mean, where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler stand for a strong national defense, Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, they're going to cut our national defense to fund their big government programs. You just watch. Where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler cut taxes, Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock want to raise taxes on working families and businesses here in the state of Georgia. And as you may have seen, Raphael Warnock is actually on tape calling members of the U.S. Senate gangsters just for voting to cut taxes on families and businesses in the Peach State. And where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler support our military, I mean, radical liberal Raphael Warnock alone has demeaned our military. And he's repeatedly defended the anti-Semitic rhetoric of Reverend Jeremiah Wright. In fact, Raphael Warnock called our most cherished ally, the strong democratic Jewish state of Israel, an apartheid state. And he compared their law enforcement to East German stormtroopers. Well, I couldn't be more proud, with the strong support of Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, to serve alongside a president who moved the American embassy to Jerusalem and has stood without apology for the Jewish state of Israel. And where John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock support abortion on demand and taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up to the moment of birth. David, Perdue, Kelly, Loeffler, President Trump, and Mike Pence will always stand for the right to life. Now, you all know what the stakes are here in Georgia. And Chuck Schumer said it the other day, it couldn't be clearer. He said, now we take Georgia, then we change America. Well, let's send a message to Chuck Schumer and those Washington Democrats. We're going to keep Georgia. We're going to save the Senate, then we're going to save America. You know, I saw Joe Biden was in Atlanta just the other day. He said that we didn't need to send Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue back to Washington because he said we don't need two senators that are, quote, just going to get in the way. Well, Georgia, that's exactly what we need in the United States Senate. We need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler to get in the way of higher taxes. We need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler to get in the way of open borders, socialized medicine, a Green New Deal, or packing the courts. Are you with me? We need two Georgia senators who will get in the way of the radical agenda of the Democratic Party and fight for Georgia every day. That's why we need Georgia to say no to Ossoff and Warnock and yes to David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler on January 5th. As I came here today with one message. It all comes down to Georgia. So stay in the fight. Stay in the fight for integrity in our elections. Stay in the fight to defend the Republican majority in the Senate. Until the polls close on January 5th. You stay in the fight until we send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. We need to keep America great. That's what's on the line. To preserve the progress that we've made, to protect our values and our liberties. We need you to vote, Georgia. We need you to vote to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. That's what I came to ask you to do. And tell all your neighbors and friends. Take your opportunities to vote early, vote by mail, or make your plans to be there on January 5th. You know, I'm told you can actually request an absentee ballot today. If you need information, you can just go online, GeorgiaVotingInfo.com, give you everything you need. You can do that till December 31st. And I want you to be confident about your vote, right, David? Our great GOP state chairman and these senators will tell you. You request a ballot, we're on them this time. We're watching. We're going to secure our polls, secure our drop boxes, and you can be confident you mail in that absentee ballot, every single one of them will be counted. So if you don't want to vote by mail, in-person voting is also already started. I checked on my way in. You still got time today. About 2.5 miles down the road, you can go to Columbus Technical College, 928 Manchester Expressway. It's right across from the Walmart and the Pizza Hut. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You got all the time in the world. Go and vote today to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. And remember, friends don't let friends vote alone. bring a family member, bring a neighbor, and vote to hold the line, Georgia. Do it today. Now, I know we've all got doubts about the last election. And that's why we're going to keep right on fighting. But I got to tell you, I hear some people saying down here in Georgia, if you're frustrated about the last election, just don't vote. But my fellow Americans, I'm going to say from my heart, you got to remember, if you don't vote, they win. If you don't vote, there could be nothing to stop Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi from advancing their radical left agenda, cutting the military, raising taxes, trampling on our values. So for all we've done and for all we have yet to do, for our president, for our future, for Georgia and for America, cast another vote for all that President Trump has accomplished. Cast a vote to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. And I promise you we will keep fighting. We can fight for our president, and we can fight for more Republicans in the United States Senate at the same time. We've been doing both, and we're going to keep doing both. And we're going to keep making America great again. So here's the deal, Georgia. It might all come down to you. So, Georgia, we need you to step up. And I got a feeling, looking at all you hardy people out here, this looks like a win coming on January 5 to me. I don't know about you. Because I got faith. I got faith. I truly do. In my house, we don't know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. And so while you get out there every day, and remember, right across from the Walmart and the Pizza Hut, you can go vote today. You get out and vote. You get your neighbors and friends out to vote. You talk to everybody about everything that is on the line, why Georgia needs to hold the line. I'd encourage you, if you're of a mind to bow the head and bend the knee from time to time, now would be a good time to do it. I truly do believe that in this challenging time in the life of our nation, it's never been more important for us to go to that wellspring of strength that has seen our people through much more challenging times even in which we live today. And when you pray, pray with confidence. Claim that ancient verse that if his people who are called by his name will humble themselves and pray and turn, that he'll do like he's always done in the long and storied history of America. He'll hear from heaven and he'll heal this land. This one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So pray for America. Pray, Georgia. It'll matter. And I just know if all of us do all that we need to do between now and January 5th, to vote, to speak up, and to pray, I know we're going to have a great victory on January 5th. When Georgia sends David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to a Republican majority in the United States Senate, Georgia will have done more than your part to keep America great. So with confidence in all of you, with confidence in these two great senators, and on behalf of the President of the United States of America, let's go get it done, Georgia. Let's send Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue back to Washington, D.C.